Hello and welcome back. I'm Randy Bueller, sitting in with Mike Flores. Little pregame action. The players have drafted their decks. We watched them build their decks. How'd they look to you after you saw them all laid out on the table?
I thought that Nova had the advantage.
Yeah.
Same things we were talking about earlier. It just seems like... I think it could go 2-1, but I think that both Nassif and Roode have got big advantages in their matchups.
Yeah, I mean, the guys on We Ad are good players, and they've had a great weekend, but I'm with you. It's funny, I was walking around out here, and I was listening to, Julian Mountain walks by, and we were talking about Gabe Nassif finally winning a Pro Tour. He hasn't won a Pro Tour? People can't believe Gabriel Nassif has not yet won a Pro Tour. We may finally get him crowned Pro Tour champion.
But then he loses his title as best player never to have won a Pro Tour.
True. Who gets that title? Interesting question. Well, see if anybody on the boards has an opinion. Meanwhile,
the real news.
I have in my hands the results of the Pro Tour player ballot for the Magic Invitational. Most of you know by now, with Magic Invitational, ballot spots have been given out a little differently this year. It's been carved up into a bunch of different votes. And then there was one question in the boards about how the fan favorites vote was going to work. So what we did this weekend was, at the player meeting for this Pro Tour, handed out a ballot to everyone on tour, everyone playing in this event. And the question was, who is your most feared side draft opponent? Wanted to acknowledge the fact that, the real measure of respect for these guys is who's gonna win the side draft. That's a lot of why these guys play. It's just fun. It's just so much more fun to sit down mano a mano and play, draft. It's what they do all night.
Trash.
Exactly.
I mean, the legends of a player like Gabe Sang, who, as we've talked about, hasn't made a Sunday appearance in like
7.5 years.
But everyone's like, oh, quivering in their boots.
Exactly.
He has to have generated his reputation somewhere.
Exactly. So we put together a ballot of players who have been, well respected, and are also we took a snapshot of the modern Pro Tour, right? I mean, you could certainly make a case that like a Gabe Sang or
Brian Hacker,
any of the, Bob Maher and his crowd. And Maher's already invited the Invitational.
Even Gary Wise.
Like a Neil Reeves or Billy Jensen would have a lot
Billy
of respect.
Jensen would have had to been a really high vote ballot.
But the list that we gave the players to vote from included Rich Hohen, who's been on quite a run lately, and included Jager Wiegersma, Nikolai Herzog, Antoine Ruel, Olivier Ruel, Anton Janssen, Sam Gummersall, and a couple of Japanese players, Ataru Ishido and Masahiko Morito, are both starting to get a lot more respect these days.
In that arena?
Yeah, everywhere. Wow. Could have made a case for a Tim Ayton. That would have been reasonable. He didn't really have that many pro points, so.
Tim Ayton's a very fearless side drafter.
In any case,
he'll battle with anyone.
Took the ballots. Pretty much everybody filled out their ballot, which was which was nice to see. 341 ballots handed in, and the winner. You were surprised by this.
I was very surprised.
Sam Gummersall. Sam Gummersall is going to the Invitational, ladies and gentlemen. Very well-respected player. Has never actually made a top 8 on tour. But everybody knows him. Everybody likes him. Everybody respects him. And in a poll of his Pro Tour contemporaries conducted over the course of this weekend, apparently everybody fears him.
That's a great honor.
He's the guy that everybody has the most respect for. So, congratulations, Sam. You are headed to E3 in May. You will be competing in the Magic Invitational. Yeah, good for him. Pretty cool little story. Another invitational story while we're talking about it. The ballot this week is actually the Resident Genius ballot. I got to put in a plug. I haven't done an endorsement on anything like this, but it's probably the same guy you would. Tsuyoshi Fujita.
There's no doubt that's Fujita.
Absolutely turned the world on its ear with that sneak attack deck that he unveiled at Grand Prix Seattle.
Fujita, what sneak attack deck? The guy put, 3 people in the top 16 of Pro Tour Columbus, including Shuhei in second place with his red deck wins deck?
You're absolutely right.
I mean,
the thing is...
First Japanese player to make the Pro Tour top 8 at all, nearly won his hometown Pro Tour.
The thing, for Pro Tour, everybody does it for Pro Tour, right? All the geniuses come out and try to break the Pro Tour. What happens with Tsuyoshi is he breaks Grand Prix. Every Grand Prix, he's got a ridiculous new deck to unveil.
Have you ever been biddinged out by some small child desperately casting a 5-mana black sorcery in his mono red deck? You can thank Mr. Fujita.
Yeah, no, it's true.
I mean, he is a great genius in terms of the deck design. I've been saying this for a long time, which is that, previously I was like, oh, I really like everyone Nassif. I really respect deck designers much more than I think most people do. But this year, I'm totally on the Fujita bandwagon, especially
and that category was really invented to acknowledge the role that deck building plays. I mean, the great deck builders don't necessarily win the tournaments. I know you like to live vicariously through Finkel, having built a deck for him at least once historically.
What else can I do?
Right. So
I think that's actually a testament, though. The best deck designers often have the respect of the players who they work with, and then they do get their acknowledgement through there. I actually thought, here's a funny story, because I knew who was on the ballot this week, and I was walking up, and I said, why is Dave Humphreys on the ballot? I mean, I love Dave Humphreys.
Well, it's not just deck builders. I mean, genius has a lot of meanings to a lot of different people.
And then I was like, who's a really underrated deck designer? Pat Sullivan. And then we were walking in, and Dave Humphreys and Pat Sullivan were sitting at the table, and I'm like, we were just talking about you. By the way... And that's what I said. I don't know if Humphreys thought that was funny or not.
Humphreys does have a PhD from MIT.
Dave Humphreys is awesome. There was a time, believe it or not, while Kai Buddha was the reigning world champion and John Finkel was an active Magic player in the top 4 of the first Team Pro Tour, I actively said Dave Humphreys was the best player on the planet. And he won that Team Pro Tour. Humphreys had, at that point, I think 2 9th finishes in 1 year. And I mean, this was a time... some years ago where it wasn't like Kai's run or even some of the success of players like Nikolai in 1 year or Nassif last year, where you see players with repeat top 8 finishes. Getting 2 9ths in 1 year was pretty freaking good back then. And I was like, I think that in terms of consistency, that 2 9ths and then a Pro Tour win on the part of Humphreys was pretty strong indicator, especially considering the fact that he was once again in the top 8 of U.S. Nationals that year. So I thought Humphreys was awesome.
Humphreys can play, no question. It's funny. The Geek for Greek in the message boards is saying not only is Sam Gummersall the best player not to make a top 8, he's claiming he's the best player not to win a Pro Tour. Kind of a bold claim.
Is Geek for Greek Sam Gummersall's handle?
Could not tell you.
Has some G's in it.
How do you think the invitational balloting's gone so far?
I think it's really interesting. I think that a lot of the ballots were kind of really predictable.
Okay.
In the sense that, I put my vote in for the writer's ballot for Osip in #1 place, and we were sort of told that we could have a certain amount of votes, and I didn't really put enough thought into it in the sense that I was happy with my votes, except for I think I wasted my vote on Osip because it was so clear that he was going to get one of the other ones, and it's really funny. Ted Knutson convinced Osip that Murray the Mauler had won the North American ballot, and
the Mauler did finish second.
And Osip was going to use his writer's ballot votes as a desperate. We were all given the opportunity to do a small write-up about who should win what. Osip was going to use his own writer's ballot to plead for an invitational invitation. But obviously he got it anyway.
Have you been surprised by any of them?
I think so.
I didn't know that Canali would win Rising Star. That was the one.
Who did you put Rising Star on?
I don't know. You look at somebody like a Gadiel Slifer who's got multiple tournaments where he's done well. Canali's really only has the one thing on his resume. I mean, granted, he won a Pro Tour.
#1.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with Canali winning. It's just
Slifer got that's better. He has a Grand Prix top 4.
He has a Grand Prix win and a Pro Tour top 8, and another Grand Prix top 4. Oh, he's a Pro Tour top 7 in teams. He's got 7th in teams, top 8 individual, win a GP.
Doesn't add up to as much money as Canali won in his one.
I'm not just saying.
I'm just making an argument.
When I was looking at the ballot, I was looking more for somebody with multiple results. Even a Jeff Garza, who's JSS champion, GP top 8, GP win.
To be fair, I actually had a very similar conversation with, again, Ted Knutson, saying that I thought Garza and Slifer had very good resumes, and that, in fact, Josh Ravitz has a very, very comparable resume to.
Is he an up-and-comer? He's 37 years old, right?
Josh Ravitz is 19 years old.
I'm aware. He looks 37.
He has 2 Grand Prix top 4s and a Pro Tour.
Well, he's very good, but is he a rising star? I feel like he's been around for a while. I mean, he's already risen.
I mean, I remember road tripping with Josh when he was 16 years old to his first PTQ 9th place where he missed on breakers. So to me, he's always going to be 15. But I mean, he seems like he's very young to me, and.
Well, we've got most of the players seated, so it should not be long before we get the first coverage of the first matches. Looks like we're going to start on the match between Dave Roode and Andrew Pacifico.
Especially
alleged to be a blowout. We'll get into a quick game, get some coverage of the other games, see how that goes. It's kind of the plan.
Do we have our deck lists yet? I just want to make sure we...
Yes. We do not yet have the deck list. I'm sure. I can send a message, see if we can get deck lists. Who did this? Oh, interesting. Becker is pointing out on the floor that Nassif decided to splash red in his deck.
With no Kodama's Reach and
he's got double depletion
land. Tribe Elder.
Glacial Ray for Glacial Ray and Yamabushi's Flame. I mean, those depletion lands could hurt him in the other draws. His deck was really solid. I'm surprised he ran that. A little greedy, maybe?
I don't know. When you're playing in a matchup where it looks like Chambers has a very strong deck, but the only advantage that your deck has is the fact that you can remove creatures from play rather than just making them bigger. Having more ability to do that, especially in response, instant speed removals is
maybe
not a weak play. It's not like depletion lands slow you down a little bit, but his overall card strength is strong. I can't imagine that. If they screw him, he can always side it out. I think that his matchup is very strong fundamentally. So let's look here.
All right. Well, Mike and I enjoyed doing a little more pregame for you. We are looking forward to watching these matches. Find out if the Cinderella story can continue. Will the first LCQ players to ever play on Sunday actually be the first LCQ players to ever win? Or will Gabriel Nassif finally become a Pro Tour champion?
You don't want someone to have
too many
titles. That's the thing.
Well, we'll find out momentarily. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with coverage of the matches.
Nassif's deck is awesome. Double.
Hello and welcome to Pro Tour Atlanta. I'm Randy Bueller. I'm here with Mike Flores, and we're getting ready to watch the championship match between the Cinderella story of We Add. They met each other on Thursday. They won the LCQ. They got all the way through to Sunday. First players to ever go from the last chance qualifier to Sunday. They're taking on the most star-studded team in this top 8, Nova, Gabriel Nassif, Gabriel Sang, and David Roode. There you get a good look at Andrew Pacifico. He's going to be playing against David Roode in the first match we watch, and most of the pundits seem to think that Nova has the advantage here, but we will see. The Cinderella story has not, I mean, it's been surprising people all weekend. They weren't supposed to be sitting here, so they're certainly not ready to walk away yet.
They played some solid Magic in the match that we watched earlier today. I mean, you can't take away their play skill, but I think that the reason that people are saying that Nova's going to take it away is because their decks are just better. I mean, they drafted a little better, they opened a little better, but at the end of the day, both teams playing well as long as nobody's totally screwed on mana. I think that Nova's just going to win.
We shall see. Players exchange decks. A little bit more shuffling, and then we will be off to the races. We were talking earlier about who the best player is who's never won a Pro Tour. Obviously, right now it's Gabriel Nassif. I mean, he's top 5 or 10 in both lifetime money winnings and lifetime pro points. He's the reigning player of the year, hasn't won a pro. He's got 3 second places. He's picked up the nickname End Boss. I think that's a nickname you don't really want to have. It gets reinforced here if he's the End Boss for this tournament as well, but we'll see.
I mean, he might be the end boss for this tournament, might fail, and then his teammates might win anyway.
True.
In that
Keep
case,
the nickname so he could win the Pro Tour and keep the nickname?
do you think, like, at that point you say, hey, he's a Pro Tour champion, or...
He's definitely, yeah. It's a team game. No question. All right, well, here we get a look at the opening draws. Looks like Pacifico's got a dragon in his
you
hand.
can't mulligan that hand.
Pacifico is at 4 land, a dragon.
3 or 4 land, a dragon, and it looks like another relevant spell or two.
Are you getting the beat down over there? What's going on?
What we got here?
Soul of Magma, Yosei. Not sure.
What we got here?
Meanwhile, on the other side,
So it looks like Roode won the flip.
on the flip, chose to play.
How creative.
So actually, in the message boards, Snick Arcbound's got a pretty good pick for the next best. Oh, look at the hand. Teller, some land, River Kaijin,
What creature is that?
Moloku,
Oh,
Clouded
no fun.
Victory. Dragon versus Moloku. They both threw their bomb. That's fair, right?
No, it's not fair.
All
One
right.
team got Moloku, the other team didn't. That's not fair. Both teams should start with Moloku. Then it would be fair. What
Mirror
guy
Guard
is that?
comes out.
I can't tell what creature that is.
Mirror Guard. It's 3/1
No,
flyer.
no,
Mirror Guard.
the one on Pacifico's side.
Kanda's Hatamoto.
He's not even very good at fighting through this.
Pacifico did also play White Honda.
I don't even know. I think at this point, Roode is like, I don't care. Probably smashes. He probably smashes with. Yeah. I'm actually.
Turn 4 Open Fist for Gabriel Nassif.
I'm a little surprised he's bringing with the Blue Zubera, but maybe he doesn't have a 5th land. I'm not sure. It seems like a pretty
Yeah,
obvious
I
block.
do not think he has the different. Hanamoto blocks River Kaijin.
What?
And 4 damage.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
What is that? Oh, Ninja.
Blue Ninja.
Take 5, I draw card.
Take 5, draw a card.
Answer 15.
Interesting. And the fact that he got to pick up the Zubera means he can replay it even if he doesn't have a 5th land. Which he doesn't. Oh, he did have it.
No, just kidding.
Answer 17.
Well, maybe we should move cameras.
It'll be quick. Let's see how it goes. You gotta see Moloku in play, right?
Eh.
We need the footage for the wrap-up. There you go.
What a blowout. Wait, did Pacifico not even make a play?
Pacifico's
Oh, it's
all
still
white
his
now.
turn. No, he's got
No.
a mountain. What happened to my monitor?
They're trying to fix our monitors. Don't worry about it. You can see the board over
I
there.
think he has a Soul of Magma, but no second red. Is that
Exactly.
it?
He has Soul of Magma, Yosei, but he's only got 5 lands and he's only got 1 mountain.
Take it.
So Roode smashes him.
12.
Draws another card.
What's going on? Why is Roode not? Wait, did the
And False Wheeler. So he's going to slow roll Moloku.
did the little guy not block the ninja that
The
he
little guy
powers?
did not block Ninja the Deepowers. He's a 1/2.
Against Bushido.
That is a pretty surprising take.
I would have gotten in there if I were the little white guy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's worried about
Especially
the
if your play is to go dragon here. This is just
And there's Dragon.
this is just heartless on the part of David Roode.
It's not his fault.
He's like, oh, look it, I'm letting you have all this
Oh,
hope. You drew your
dragon.
bomb. Oh, it's so close now. Just kidding. How long do you think he's gonna slow roll him before he lays down the Cloud of Mirror Victory? I don't know. That man has been untapped for rather a long time, in my opinion.
He could have played it last turn. He chose not to.
I know, because he's slow rolling him.
He wanted to build up his board advantage. Didn't want to get it killed.
Well, I don't think he has much choice when the other player has a dragon.
Yeah, no, I mean, the Dragon actually does force his hand a little bit, right?
Although he is a man that wields frost. Like, a really mean play is to get in there with the 3-1, because there's, like, I don't think there's any way the Pacifico will block the 3-1. Because, like, anything in that frost wielder will remove Yosei from play, so he won't
Right.
block. But at least until he untaps and draws a card. So he's like, oh, got some damage in. Oh, you've got Yosei. Just kidding! Summon Legend. Or legendary creature, Moonfolk. Was he a wizard?
Probably. But Honda's actually buying some time for Pacifico. Roode's been dealing a lot of damage, but Pacifico's still on 14.
Pacifico busts out the water bottle. Very thirsty work playing in the top 4. Top 2, honestly. What say the message boards, Randy?
Best player after Nassif, not to win a Pro Tour, is Oiso.
This is very good.
Oiso is very good.
He was at least a rookie of the year, though. Like last week.
I think reigning Rookie of the Year, reigning Player of the Year. It makes sense for them to be. Neither one had to win a Pro Tour to do it. Apparently the beta test of the extra large screen that we've been doing is popular amongst the message board denizens. Luckily. If any of you aren't reading the message boards, there is a link in there to a beta test version of a much larger screen for watching the Pro Tour. It requires a pretty serious broadband connection, but if you can handle if you've got the bandwidth, it's a much better picture.
How nasty.
Oof. That was nasty indeed. So it gets in there with one creature.
Ninja's out.
Pacifico didn't want to risk a block, but Shinobi comes down and bounces the dragon. Oh, we made him unblockable with the wizard, with the Mirror Guard, sure. So Mirror Guard makes this guy unblockable. He gets in there with Mistblade to bounce Yosei. It's pretty good.
What's he doing here? I mean,
maybe he doesn't want anybody to say he only won because of Moloku. He's like, I can beat you with one card tied behind my back.
that would be a mighty feat.
To win with just
I mean, actually,
Moloku
he
in
has
the
such a
grip.
huge advantage on the board right now. Like, what if he did win that way, and then he just, like, flashed Andrew the card at the end of the game? He's like, didn't need it. What kind of psychological advantage do you have going into game 2?
You can see. Do you think he's right to play without Moloku? I mean, it seems like
I'm not gonna make this statement.
I mean, look at the board position. There's like 6 creatures to 1. He's built up an amazing board position. I think he's been actually, the stuff he's been doing is better than just dropping Moloku, right? He's playing against White Myosian too, right? I mean, it's like, can Pacifico kill Moloku is an interesting question. Like, how many ways? We know he has White Myosian. What else does he have that can actually hypothetically kill? Did he get it? He didn't get a Torrent this time, did he?
Checking it out now.
So, what's that? No, what's the card that got played?
No,
Kami's the Honored Dead.
nothing so exciting as that.
So it's basically White Myosian?
Yeah.
The only way?
Tell me about words like Myojin. Did you make those words up, or like did Matt Cavada make those words up, or
The
are
people,
they based in Japanese words?
they're based in Japanese words. We made a real effort with this set to make sure that the flavor sort of made sense to the Japanese players. This whole Mirror Guard Shinobi thing seems kind of unfair here.
Yeah, but I mean, Pacifico's gaining life. Like, it's not like...
But look at the board, right? I don't know. It seems kind of unfair.
But actually, like, it's sort of a losing proposition long run, because if he just does it too long without ever trying to bust through, then he's just going to get Myojin, right? For 1,000,000 cards, so then he's going to go back and then play Moloku.
But he can do other stuff,
And it's
too.
almost fair at that point.
He can do other stuff, too. I mean, he's not building up his mana because he picks up a land every turn, but... I mean, he does have the ability to cast other spells, in theory. I don't know. Well, I mean, how would you play the game?
I would have played Moloku a while ago. I mean, that's the thing, like, I don't know, probably wrong. If Roode's doing something that's radically different from what I would have done, it's very likely that he's doing something which is much better.
Interesting. Becker on the floor is saying, I would have been wrong too. I would have just bought the down on turn 5. You guys are assuming that Roode made a better play?
Like, it seems
He
like
still has the option. He can still play it right now if he wants to, right?
It seems like he's making someone unblockable.
Do you not want to play it now that Pacifico's built up to Myojin mana?
I understand his stall game, but like he's not establishing his mana position. And
Right.
I guess he can threaten. Like, I'm not sure. Like, it's not hard for him to neutralize Yosei. That's the
He's also got Teller of Tails, by the way. Teller of Tails is pretty reasonable. He's got Ember Fist that he picked. Yeah, he's got Ember Fist, Minesweeper, and Moloku in his hand.
Game 2. Kansas 16. Over 20.
Oh, pretty tight game in the back between Nassif and Chambers. Open Fist and 2 guys on Nassif's side. Moss Kami a 3-1 flyer on Chambers' side. Life totals are apparently 6-5. Chambers has blue Honda, so.
Oh, I think that Chambers might prove me wrong.
We'll see. And there's a red card stranded in Steve's hand with no red mana to cast it.
Okay,
So
looks
Soul
like-
of Magma for Pacifico, followed by, is it a Gatekeeper?
No, it's a
Waxmane
Baku.
Baku. Not Waxmane.
No.
Blade Mane.
yeah, so he just tinged the 3-1 flyer. I think that
It's not bad.
he's probably going to bring with Yosei here. He's not going to have a lot of overlord.
He doesn't have Yosei, he has the big Kami guy.
Oh, didn't replay Yosei?
No, he just played a different guy instead. He played a 7-mana guy. False Wielder dispatches the Baku, but it did its damage. Its job was to kill Mirror Guard, and it did.
He's still got the Soul of Magma. I mean, any kind of Spirit Arcanes are going to be really powerful against the kind of cards that are on Dave's side. I mean, that Ninja, for example, is not long for this world. What do you think here, Randy? Do you think he puts down that Ember Fist Zubera and then cracks with his 3/3?
Oh, we have our first game result. Gabe Sang, the original Juggernaut.
Juggernaut version 1.0.
Juggernaut version 1.0. Built up a couple solid white creatures. Dispatched a Gatekeeper. Smith got a little land flooded, and Battle Mad Ronin, not good enough.
Looks like.
And yeah, there you look at him,
About.
Sang anxiously shuffling up, pretty happy to take a game 1 lead. Smith a little more calm, a little more serious. So Nova's got the first game win on the board.
Looks like he's gonna go hacker style into the red zone. Everybody but Frost
Send 'em.
Wielder
When in
spreads
doubt,
them out to make sure that
send them.
they fill up the whole red zone.
They don't even fit in the red zone.
Frost to the black zone. He's forcing a commitment here, right? That's his whole goal, so that he can get a little ahead, trade some on the board, and then play Moloku into a better board position.
What's the light totals? 16, 20.
What do you think, Randy?
Yeah, I'll buy that. It's a pretty complicated board state. I mean, oh, another update. Adam Chambers has taken game 1. Nassif never found a way to deal with a flyer.
Looks like
Burn spell stranded in his hand with no red mana.
Or effects before that. Spent.
Actually, had Scuttling Death with an opportunity to kill the Mirror Guard, but he opted to wait a turn. Why do you wait a turn against a deck with double Kadama's Might?
Who do you
That's
shoot
surprising.
here, Randy? Soul Magma? Makes sense.
I removed the both of them. Yeah.
So after the dust settles from that attack phase,
Very successful attack phase.
definitely.
Ninja of the Deep Hours, and 1/1 crappy Ninja trade for what's coming down? Is that a glass? Oh,
Minesweeper.
Minesweeper.
Game 2. Kansas at 13. Over to 20.
Content has really been a lifesaver for Pacifico. Still seems to be losing, but
I think he's behind on life. Roode's got more guys. I mean, he hasn't even had to show his Moloku yet.
yet more land. And back comes the dragon.
Has Pacifico got cards back, John? Like, can he bluff? Does he have a trick?
One
good?
card in hand. Yeah, what is the card in his hand? He's drawn a lot of land. He might still have one.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Counting cards for the
24.
Minesweeper.
Do you think he's just trying to mill the Myojin and? It's not a surprising attack. Pacifico's just gonna let it in, I think. Still gonna net life this turn. Break even at worst with the Frost Wielder.
Pacifico, we keep looking into these games where his opponent seems to have him totally destroyed, and yet he's somehow still in it.
Yeah,
He's
but I mean, in those other games, we didn't know his opponent was holding Moloku.
I'll take it.
Yep, he took it.
Right. And is it 12? Right, no, yeah.
Ninja again.
Wow.
And is it 12? Are you looking for 20? That was just that third game, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Roode's really doing a good job controlling the pace of this game without ever having to commit his strongest cards.
Nassif off to a pretty aggressive start.
Looks like he's going to tap out for...
There it is. Yep.
Game 2.
White Myojin or no?
Is it 14? You're looking for 20?
He's got a Plains. Oh, he draws another Plains.
Pacifico's got some time to draw White Myojin. Like, Moloku can't go crazy for, two turns probably right now.
Go.
Adam Chambers just resolved the blue Honden against Gabriel Nassif.
Not surprisingly, it looks like, yep, victory token. What kind of tokens are they going to give them, John? I suggest mirror.
One.
Okay, that's not a spirit, that's an illusion.
What's that? 13.
Ooh. Nassif resolved his Matsu Tribe Sniper into Mirror Guard. Chambers' only creature is a 3/1 flyer.
Tapping a giant.
Oh wow, teams keep doing that every turn.
And he's still holding the blue Zubera. So if he gets a land, he's just going to drop it, tap the other flyer, and then crack.
Well, he's not going to keep any cards. He's going to keep the petals. Like, yeah, had a land anyway, so. Yeah, that's nice. Smash! David Roode sends 7 creatures into the red zone.
So in essence, Moloku is no better than any other random 2-power flyer.
Made a guy.
Slightly
it's a
better.
3-power flyer.
Let's see that.
He's at 20. Pacifico's at 13. How much damage is that?
That's a lot. I think
6,
Pacifico might be
7,
forced to. Can he?
8, 9.
I think he blocks the ninja. Sad to
At
say.
least 10, right? It's more than 10, isn't it?
2, 3, 4,
10?
5, 6, 7, 8, 10. I think he blocks the ninja. He doesn't block
He
the
doesn't want to get
ninja.
that bounce, that's for sure.
If he doesn't block the ninja, he's gonna get a giant bounce.
Yep. Block the ninja, take 9 down to 4.
Like, what other?
Honda up to
The
6.
Honda's gonna help him, but he needs some offense post haste.
He's got 2 big flyers.
4.
Yeah, but it's not like the Flyers are just
No, he needs white Myojin.
free to smash here.
He needs Wrath of God.
And is it 6? Say it.
Hearth Kami. Hearth Kami's not going to be good
Kami,
enough
not the
to hold
drawing that
this.
Pacifico was looking for. We know that Roode has Petals of Insight, and what else?
He's just going to pedals into some kind of spirit or arcane, tap both flyers,
Tap,
crash.
Smash.
Yeah. There's just no other way this game's going to end.
Fires run Bleeder in play for Don Smith. Sang has Painted Road and Yakora the Prisoner. Sang cages the Bleeder. That helps. Smashing away. Gabe Sang could win the match there if he wins that game. He's already up the game. So. Frostwilder plinks away.
Who you rooting for, Eddie? You're rooting for Nova?
Alright, so here comes the pedals from Dave Roode, right?
My game's buyback.
Gabriel Nassif did tie his match up, by the way. Nassif and Chambers even at a game apiece. We'll definitely be bringing you Game 3 coverage of that match. Chambers said tomorrow with Blue Honden. It was going to be tearing through his deck, but Nassif had the Bafali he needed to break up that combo. Sniper took down the flyer, and Nassif was basically overwhelmed him before the card advance. Didn't matter. Alright. Roode tapped one flyer with Petals. Still facing down a dragon. Sends almost everybody into the red zone.
He's only sending flyers, actually, and a card drawing guy.
All those guys are flyers?
And card drawing guy. Oh no, they're sending both Zuberas, my bad.
Both Zuberas.
But he left back River Kaijin.
Yeah,
and
leaving back River
well, obviously,
Kaijin, surprising.
Frostwilder's right.
So, what do you do with Yosei if you're Andrew Pacifico?
Kind of. Well, let's see. It's
Does he
hard to
survive
not
this
get
attack?
5 damage in.
No way to survive. Pacifico scoops him up, so game 1 to David Roode.
Gabby. 1-1? No.
So, we're going to put Nassif and Chambers on hold. We'll get to their game 3 momentarily, but first we're going to go check in on the match between Gabe Sang and Don Smith. Sang is up a game, and allegedly was beating down with a prisoner, so threatening to hang a match win up on the board for his team Nova. We shall see. Trying to get our cameras back there. There you go. There's Don Smith on the left of your screen. Gabe Sang on the right. Smith has never played a Pro Tour before. Gabe Sang was making Sundays in 1997, 7.5 years ago. Definitely the veteran versus the newcomer, although both guys are still in mid-20s.
The match?
Nope. And that was the match. We got there just for the death blow. Gabe Sang smashes.
I told you it wasn't worth it. Like,
Quick
I was trying to say
2-0.
something, but I have to be like, you can't concede.
Little bit of camera time for Don Smith. You get a good look at him. It's going to come down to his buddies
But we're not congratulating him.
if he's to win this one.
I mean, absolutely.
Yeah, there's Gabe Sang.
Yeah.
Calm as always. He's never really super happy. You know, I mean, he's always got a smile on his face, but doesn't really have the bravado that some of the more modern players have. You know? That sort of calm, composed. Great player. Hats off to him. Gabe Sang wins his match. Now all he needs is one of his friends to win one of the next games. Nassif's about to go to a game 3, and there you see that match. So
There's another player who doesn't show a lot of emotion except maybe some frowny face.
yeah. Adam Chambers needs to win this game to send it back to the front table. Gabriel Nassif can clinch the win the Pro Tour outright if he manages to win this game. It's game 3. Each player has won a game.
What is that? Oh, no, there's that sniper
Sniper is
coming back to haunt him.
Go.
Chambers,
Oh.
super confident.
That's a really good play there.
It's true. He does have a way to kill the sniper, huh?
It's a little tricky, right? Let's see, what kind of tricks does Nassif have here? Nassif played a black. He has red.
He's got the foul in his hand. Is that red mana? Or yeah, he's got a depletion land.
I don't.
He's got a
Like I went
played
like
a swamp
this
and then
and
Is it an elder? Sakura something.
Nassif looked like he played a swamp and then let go of it and then wants to pick it up. I think they're having him stay on it.
Grapefruit Kami for Chambers.
I think the rule change about this, like if I take it back
Got a
pretty quickly,
vortex,
then if I let it go.
Kodama's Might, and an Eye of Nowhere. Decent hand.
Kodama's Might's really
Are you
important
sure?
here because
Like
Nassif
it-
might have a trick.
Yeah, I'd rather ask.
So,
Sure.
What happens is, but
I
so
don't like
Chambers
if
puts
you
his
can
fourth land
untap
down,
your lands
activates
now,
the ability on the Natsu tribe, and then crashes with it, hopefully to take out that sniper and enable the rest of his hand.
Yeah, so Nassif played one land, let go of it,
Sure,
changed his
right
mind,
over
wants to
there.
play a different land. He believes there's a
I
rules
play
change.
the swamp, let it go. Like I play the swamp, let it go, and want to take it back right away.
You're like,
But
well,
I let
back
it go.
in the day, though, you played 2 lands per turn.
Already? Oh
on
yeah.
camera.
Okay, sure, go.
Nope. The swamp sticks, and looks like Nassif passes. 4th land from Chambers. Crash. Sniper blocks. Into the
My
graveyard.
turn.
And Traproot Kami. So it looks like Chambers is in really good position. What's that?
Go.
Spring Caller.
He steps.
Oh, that's because of that. Got it.
Vidoka Gardner.
Getting
Fight
that
me.
sniper is nice for Chambers.
Fight me.
Sure, take it.
Go.
5th land. Nothing special though. What was in the?
Yeah, we know he's got Kodama's Might and Eye of Nowhere.
But only 1 blue.
I think I only see 1 blue. Yep, only the 1 blue.
Nassif, we know, has a red depletion land and a Bafal in his hand. That 2/4 is pretty saucy.
It's not bad.
It's quite the moat, as Brian Kibler would say. However, it was not very moat-like last turn. I really like that mechanic on that guy, Randy.
The mana that floats?
Yeah, like, doesn't burn.
I'm glad to hear you say that. That makes... I can tell that to Alan Comer when I get back.
Yeah?
It was not easy to code on Magic Online.
Who cares? What's worthwhile that's easy?
So far, that's been the plan, right? We have no restrictions for Magic Online. We just make the cards. They've said we can code whatever you guys throw at us. They just complain sometimes.
If it makes you feel better, I can name mechanics I didn't like.
No, I'm happy.
Madness I didn't like. It's confusing to me.
You're up. Card. 5.
I'm rooting for Chambers here. I just like the underdog. You know what I mean? Like, he drew an island.
Yamabushi's Flame, Wear Away, Glacial Ray, Kami of Lunacy. Seems like a pretty good hand for Nassif.
Nassif. Wow, that's a great hand.
And the 5th card is the Bafal. Wow. Against Might, Vortex, Eye of Nowhere.
This could seriously...
Both players just have a handful of splice tricks.
This could be a mess for Chambers. Like, Chambers
Why for
hand is-
Chambers?
Because if Chambers tries to do something, Nassif kills his guy.
Yeah, it's whoever does stuff first. Oh, Nassif is going to do stuff
Nassif is
first.
going to do something first.
Goes to flame the decoy.
Poorly played, champ. Here comes a big splice.
Yep. Vortex plus Giant Growth, right?
Vortex and flush management.
So now it's a big Gardener.
Yeah, I'll take 4. I
See,
said I'll
takes
take
4.
4.
So dropping Nassif down to
My
10.
turn.
Yep.
Yeah, that didn't really work out. Now his red man is locked down too, right?
It's very bad.
I mean, those red cards are good, but were they worth junking up his mana base? We heard he lost game 1 because he had red cards in hand and no red mana. Here he's got both, but it's a depletion land. So it's sort of constrains
He's still
his
got
options.
the Cadillac of red splice cards in his hand, though.
He does.
I'm actually quite puzzled by that play. Wouldn't using the Kodama's might on the 1/3 have been an effective use? Then maybe.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too. I mean,
Seems
he
like he spent a
could
lot of
might
mana
out
for
from
that
under, but
play.
then he has to blow his might. It's like, yeah, it gets blocked by Spring Caller. It does
Okay.
anyway.
You 2, 4.
Plays better. No surprise that Chambers found the right play. He's been playing some really tight Magic all week.
And he already undid the error of passing that sniper. I would not be surprised if he just went out of nowhere, increase the size of my guy.
Just serves. Do you block here if you're Nassif?
I mean, you're holding a Befoul, right? It's in 10 life.
Doesn't have the second black for the foul, right?
Yeah, but
Oh, he does. Sorry. That is his fault.
I think no. I think it's hard, but you don't. Your guy's definitely dying if you block, right? So, and that Spring Caller is very beneficial to a mana-hungry deck like Nassif's.
How much? 10.
He knows every trick in Chambers' deck, and Chambers' not red, so I think that he kind of has to be a little brave. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He's got Hirobi's Whisper too.
Bluff.
Yep.
Your response.
Oh wow, he nuked with Hirobi's Whisper.
Go.
Not bad. So
That was
Hirobi's Whisper
really good.
essentially gets. Yeah, I didn't realize Nassif had gone to Hirobi's Whisper. That's a nice play.
I thought he had the second swamp. I just didn't realize it was in play already.
Go.
Scale
And
Hawk.
Scale Hawk comes down. Yeah, he traded the Whisper for both the Might and the Decoy. That's definitely nice. Now he's got a 4/4 and a 2/4.
That seems like the right play here.
Chambers just wants to cash in Zubera for a card.
He's Nassif's gonna let him.
Yeah, you
right?
let him cash
No,
it in.
guess not.
I would let it cash it in there. You can't just take it forever.
Go.
Oh, a very good card.
Which one is that?
Double Soul Shift.
Oh, Fork Tongue Gariyami.
Chambers isn't in any danger of getting killed here. Good old Traproot Kami.
Rukami has been holding off the world.
But I mean, I definitely feel like he must feel like his lead is slipping. He's out of Splice, right? He's still got Eye to Nowhere, but he's otherwise out of Splice.
Yep.
I think this is going to be a foul.
Oh, open fist.
Oh.
Down comes with another 5/5 for Nassif.
Gabriel Nassif may be losing one of his titles in the next 5 minutes.
Trading in best player never to win a Pro Tour for Pro Tour champion.
Starting to look like it. Chambers needs a little evasion and a lot of
He's
luck.
got a Sustainer, a 4th, and an Eye of Nowhere. That's probably not going to do it.
He's still got time though.
Your turn.
True.
Like he can set up a good trade,
Sustainer.
and then he's got evasion creatures. The Nassif's really low.
Meanwhile, we are holding the match on table 1. So David Roode and Andrew Pacifico will play out their match if and only if Adam Chambers wins here.
He's got still a Kodama's Might that he can draw, and he's got a couple of flyers. Traproot Kami and Double Soul Shift are going to be really good on the ground, so. Oh, he's also got Genju of Cedars. He just doesn't want to draw his little guys now. Like drawing that Mana Snake is very much just like drawing a land that can chump blocks.
Right.
Nassif's going to start attacking, I think. Also, he can use the Matsu tribe decoy to force damage in. So if he gets to like 6 or 9 mana, he can just crack with everything, and it's like having a lure. Nassif's got to be playing his Befoul soon. It's likely that he's going to hit the decoy just so that he doesn't get into a lure position. That Hirobi's Whisper play was just devastating.
It was a nice one.
Cameo of Lunacy.
Kami Lunacy pumping up the Scale Hulk.
I'm sure there's enough forests to satisfy the Trapper Kami's hunger.
There's 7 forests in play?
No Probarim. Block. On the other hand, that Cameo of Lunacy does represent a serious clock that he might have to deal with. I think he might actually have to...
block fires?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he can just start attacking with multiple creatures. I think he might have to send... No sense.
Chambers just draws and plays nothing. Can't be a good sign. Still got the Eye of Nowhere in his hand.
Nassif still has the Befoul in his hand. That's what's...
He's going to have to point it at Traproot Kami.
I
Shown
think,
remarkable patience. In letting the
that he's going to
Traproot
send it at
hold off the team
Matsu Tribe
forever.
Decoy and then crack with a bunch of stuff.
I like that island picture.
I was actually thinking the same thing. It's a beautiful picture. What's Chambers need to get out of this game?
I'm not sure.
A white Myojin, maybe?
He doesn't have what? What does he have?
He's got
He
multiple...
needs flyers, right?
Yeah,
Color
the
tails?
problem is he gets a flyer, and then Nassif's still holding a Befoul.
Yeah.
Like, a flyer's not going to do it anymore.
Kami Waning Moon.
That's just terrible.
Terrible in the sense that it's bad for Chambers.
Yeah, Chambers is already behind. That's like when there's more stuff that he can't deal with.
Yeah, Nassif has to send multiple creatures if he wants to get through the Traproot Kami. And that's exactly what he's doing. In comes Kami Lunacy, in comes a 6/6 Scaled Hulk, in comes a 5/5 Open Fist.
I think Chambers is in a little bit of trouble the last turn where I think he might have had to attack with the Matsu Tribe Decoy just to decoy the Kami, because he has no long game plan against the Kami, and he could have snagged it before, I believe, there would have been a Soul Shift opportunity. That's what it looks like to me. Right now, instead he's in a position where instead of his 4/4 double Soul Shift facing off against a 4/4 conditional pump guy, and his Traproot Kami being able to contain the 5/5, that Nassif is up a giant flyer that the Master Tribe Decoy could have profitably exchanged with, and he no longer has that opportunity. So he's going to take a ton of damage, make a block he doesn't really like here. One of those two things is going to happen.
Chambers stoic as always.
Actually, Chambers can draw Kodama's Might.
Look at his eyes move though. I mean, he's no expression, but he's taking in a lot of information. He's evaluating a lot of options.
He can, if he draws
There's
Kodama's
real
Might, he can
intelligence
go
behind his eyes.
eye to nowhere one of the blockers, splice Kodama's Might, the 4/4, Kodama's Might the 4/4 again.
Chambers took 9 down to
Needs
11
even more
there.
pump than that.
Traproot blocked Scaled Hulk, and that was it.
He needs more than a single Kodama's Might in order to win the game, even from this position.
Yeah.
Maybe a second splice spell and a Kodama's Might would do it.
Doesn't look like Nassif's going to give him a whole lot of time.
No. I think he probably had to send the Master Trap decoy last turn just to take out the 4-1.
Yeah, maybe. Team Nova is up a match. This one's in Game 3, so if Gabriel Nassif can win this game, the Pro Tour's over. He's a Pro Tour champion, as are Gabe Sang and David Roode. If Adam Chambers can win, then he sends his fate into the hands of teammate Andrew Pacifico.
A brave, bold play here.
Attack!
Chambers.
What's he going to do?
Double provoke.
Yeah, double provoke. Provokes both Waning Moon and, what's the other guy?
It's a Spring Caller.
The Spring Caller. That means he'll get through with
4 points.
the Gariyama.
Putting Nassif to 6.
Yep. Chambers had to kill Waning Moon. He does.
What creature did he just play? Gnarled Mass?
Drops a 3/3 Gnarled Mass. 4 points of damage. Drops Nassif to 6.
6, 11.
Nassif untaps quickly. Seems pretty confident. He knows he's got that befoul.
He's just going to befoul the Trapper Kami. That's right. Befoul the Trapper Kami, attack with everything.
Does that win?
No.
Gnarled Mass back, right? Does indeed befoul Traproot and brings the team. Chambers scoops him up. There it is. Pro Tour champions, Team Nova. Congratulations. Gabriel Nassif, David Roode, Gabe Sang. They are the Pro Tour champions. Adam Chambers just could not survive all the fatties and all the removal that came out of Nassif's deck. Had some tricks with the splice shenanigans going on early, but
I think it
quite do it.
came down to that turn where Nassif responded to the Kodamas Might with the Hirobi's Whisper.
Yeah, that was a nice turn. And that was Whisper off the top too.
That was it.
All right, we're gonna set up for a new award ceremony. You may want to hang out. It may be kind of fun to watch. So we're gonna do a little post game wrap up, and then we'll be heading back over to the pit to watch the trophies, watch the big checks get handed out, check out our new award ceremony. Should be worth hanging around for. We'll see. Hopefully it's good. We'll see how it goes. I can't imagine a more deserving set of guys to win the Pro Tour.
They did a great job. They had a really interesting draft strategy, which was not set. Talked about all these different teams coming in.
Right.
We definitely put white here.
Right.
We want to track this color. They did crazy stuff, like all their players played red, or over the course of the day, all their players played all 5 colors.
And they had 3 very talented limited minds, so the packs would come up, and they had enough talent that they could improvise. They could just look at the pack and say, all right, what's the best thing to do with this pack? What's the best thing to do with this pack? And they could figure it out pack by pack by pack, and discuss, decide on a plan, implement it. It kind of worked for them. All 3 of them played all 5 colors over the course of the draft day. It's kind of I doubt there's another team that can make that claim.
Very unlikely. And they looked really great in the 2 matches that we watched today. After both drafts, we were pretty much all in agreement that they had the advantage, and they carried through with their advantage. A lot of the time you see top players in day 3 and they don't win, despite having good matchups. And today Nova did not go with that trend.
Yeah.
And Nassif lost one of his titles. And
so
he's not even end boss anymore, I don't think.
No, I don't think he's no longer the end boss. My watch shows 4:09, but I think it's actually midnight. The Cinderella story ended. The clock struck midnight. They turned back into pumpkins.
We are in a different time zone. Your watch might be off by a few hours.
It could be. It's interesting though. Pretty good looking pumpkins. A great weekend for the 3 of them.
I agree.
I mean, it's cool. And that last chance qualifier, it sits there. Everybody imagines the dream, but it's never actually been done before.
They are the
Nobody's
dream.
actually gone from LCQ all the way into Sunday.
It's pretty hard for a player like Don, who's never played in a Pro Tour before, to be unhappy with 2nd place.
Fair. Yeah, this Pro Tour stuff's easy, right?
It's really interesting, though. We talk a lot about the decline of American Magic, especially in Limited, when compared with, the consistency of the French, especially the Ruels.
And the Canadians lately, for that matter.
The Japanese are...
How about Canada?
Canada did great today.
Yeah, Canada, Mahler's been doing well.
By the way, Canada was joined by France.
Fair.
But we talk about a lot of the international community, and I think America's got a young cadre of players who are all friends with each other and have very similar attitudes and even looks. I mean, look at Gadiel, Tim Ayton, Chambers, live together, team together,
Right.
any number of teams. And I think these guys are young, and maybe it's just a changing of the guard. A lot of the players that we thought of as the superstars of American Magic in previous years are just older now.
True.
And
I mean, the other nice thing I liked about both of these teams was the way they sort of exemplified the team spirit. I mean, the thing that makes this Pro Tour special for the people who come out, every year you see people coming out of the woodwork because the Team Pro Tour it's just their favorite event of the year. It's teamwork. It's having fun. It's playing with guys you've known for a decade and just enjoy hanging out with.
The Smith-Pacifico story is a great story.
Smith and Pacifico met each other at a local local store in Jacksonville, Florida 10 years ago, and they've been playing Magic against each other ever since. They've gone from Junior Pro Tour all the way up now, law school, real life job, come back to the Pro Tour. So great story. And then the other three friends on the other side, Dave Roode and Gabe Nassif, have always wanted to play together. Gabe Sangs enjoyed both of them. They came together, they're friends, they've drafted together, and now they're Pro Tour champions. And now we are ready for our award ceremony. So I'll sign off. I'm Randy Bueller. This is Mike Flores, and
great to be
we've
here,
enjoyed
as
talking
usual.
to you. We will see you next time. It'll be Pro Tour Philadelphia in a couple of months, and that should be a fun one. So we'll see you then, and stay tuned for the award show.
Okay, after 2 days of grueling competition, I am proud to introduce the PT Atlanta 2005 finalists. We add Don Smith from the United States, Andrew Pacifico from the United States, Adam Chambers from the United States. Once again, congratulations to finalists. We add will be taking home $30,000 for their second place finish this weekend. I'm also proud to present the 2005 Pro Tour Atlanta champions, Nova. From Canada, Gabe Sang. From Canada, David Roode. And from France, Gabriel Nassif. Let's give it up for Pro Tour Atlanta champions, Nova. Won $60,000 for their first place finish this weekend. I'd like to thank all the staff, competitors, and judges for their hard work this weekend. We'll see you May 6th through 8th in Philadelphia for the next Pro Tour. Thank you very much. Goodbye.